I'm Carrie Bammer, and I am the Animal Care Manager here at the Humane Society of South Central Michigan. We are located at 2500 Watkins Road, Battle Creek, Michigan, 49015. Our hours of operation are Tuesday through Friday from 12 noon to 6 p.m. and on Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. We are closed to the public on Sundays and Mondays. You can reach the shelter by calling 269-963-1796, and you can also visit our website at www.hs-scm.org. If you see any of the animals today that you are interested in, we cannot always guarantee that they will be available by the time that you see this, so you would always want to call the shelter at the number that I've given you, or you can always visit our website to see what animals that we have here that are available. Please call the shelter to find out more information on any of the animals that you see today that you liked. And thank you for watching. These are a couple of kittens that we have available at the Humane Society. This is Christopher and Robin. Christopher is the black and Robin is the buff and white. Robin is like a domestic medium hair, and Christopher, his hair is kind of wiry, so I'm wondering if it's not going to start getting a little bit longer as he gets older. It's hard to say. They're very social little kittens. They're kind of quiet at first, and they kind of sit back and they watch to see what's going on, but they actually are very loving and affectionate. We would figure that they would do better with a family that has a little bit of cat experience, not for a first-time pet owner, unless it's a young couple or a couple that, you know, are wanting a cat. If it is a family with young children and they've never had a cat, these two may not be the best fit for them. They might be fine with kids that are 8 years and older and are respectful of them. They are neutered. They are approximately about 10 weeks old, I do believe. Very, very cute. They came in and they were very tiny, still drinking formula. And so we kind of had to wean them and get them used to being handled by people, because they were born to an outside mother cat. But they've come a long way. Both of them are very affectionate. They're very playful, and they are going to make awesome companions for the right family. And so you have Christopher, which is the little black one, and then you have Robin, which is the buff and white. This is Jeremiah. Jeremiah is a special needs adoption. Jeremiah was born blind. We do believe that it was genetic, so it wasn't any injury that had happened to him. He was born that way. He was born in November of 2013. Jeremiah is a very sweet cat. He will need someone who does a little research on owning a blind cat. He seems to do okay with some of the other cats, but he will need to go into a home with another cat who is an understanding cat. It can't be a real hyper playful young cat. It really needs to be a cat that's probably been around another special needs cat. It would help Jeremiah to adjust a little bit better. We have a lot of information about adopting a blind cat, of the special needs that he would need. He's very playful, but you can't like change your furniture around a lot. You don't want to have really sharp corners on some of the furniture. You want to make sure that those things are covered with something that is going to make them a little bit more dull and rounded, so that way he's not bumping himself. You want to keep his food and his litter in the same spot. Introduce him very slowly to different areas. Talking to him a lot helps, because you'll really notice when you come in to see him that if you're really quiet with him, he doesn't understand what it is that you're wanting. But the minute you start talking to him, he perks right up and he's very interested, and he can follow your voice wherever you're at. So even though he's blind, his other senses are heightened, which helps him to adjust to the situation. We figure that Jeremiah would do best in a home with older children or no children. Kids that have been around cats all their life, and as long as they can be educated about it, they might be okay. He does get a little overstimulated, so you really want to be careful with that and know when his cues mean, okay, I've had enough, or I'm getting a little bit stimulated, that you want to stop what it is that you're doing, because he might let you know in a not so nice way that he's done. But he is a very sweet cat, and he's going to make a very nice companion for the right person, couple, or family. And this is Jeremiah. This is Sage. Sage is a 1-year-old Siamese mix. She is new to the floor. She was just spayed about a week ago. It's been almost 10 days, I think, since she's been spayed. She's been on the floor for about 5 days. She is adjusting slowly. She was a mother cat. She had kittens, and all the kittens had found homes, but they couldn't find a home for Sage, so she ended up here. She loves attention. She's young and very energetic. She may prefer to be the only cat in the home. We're not exactly sure how she might adjust to a dog. I think that what she needs is some confidence in her owners. Maybe she wasn't treated very nicely previously going into the foster home that she was in. She may have been discarded and doesn't really know what the having a home, having a family to love you, what is the connection that you can have with a human. I think that she still needs to learn that. She does get a little overstimulated. As you can tell, I think a lot of that has to do with irritants with the other cats. She needs to put on a little bit of weight. We've still got a little ways to go with her. She'll make a nice companion for the right family, but she is Siamese, and so it would help if you had a little bit of Siamese experience, because they are a particular cat, and they can sometimes they can have that certain attitude. I think a lot of her issue is that the other cats that are around her are irritating, so she does have a little bit of a angry personality from time to time. And this is Sage. This is Dahlia. Dahlia is a domestic long-hair female. She was born in April of 2002. Dahlia has actually been here for almost 2 years now, I think. She came in with her kittens. Then she nursed another litter for us. She came from a home where she was surrounded by other cats, basically, and didn't have a lot of human contact. She does not mind getting petted, being brushed, being vaccinated, all of those things, but she doesn't really seek out the human contact. I think that once she was in a home where she was not surrounded by this many cats all the time and by so many strangers, and it was a little bit more predictable for her, I think that she would probably be very affectionate with her owner because the owner would get to know her and know what she likes and what she doesn't like. I don't recommend her with young children. She may adjust to a dog as long as it was an older dog, cat friendly, and not real high energy. Doll just needs a home where she can be herself, and I think that she will be a very nice companion for the right person or couple. And this is Dahlia. This is Fluff. Fluff is a domestic long-hair female. She was born in August of 2013. Fluff is a peculiar cat. She has a very different personality. She does very well with the customers that come in. She's very playful. She would most likely do well as the only cat. She may adjust to another depending on the personalities. I'm not exactly sure how she'll be with dogs. I could really see her probably beating one up depending on its size. She does not take it from anyone. She will give it back. She is pretty vocal. She is going to make a nice companion for an understanding person, couple, or family. You can tell she's clean. She's very nice. She does not mind to be brushed as long as you do it on her terms. She will be very interesting, I think, when Fluff gets into a home. I think that she's going to show more personality, and she'll probably be more tolerable when there's not as many cats around. And this is Fluff. This is Goose. Goose is a domestic long-hair male. He was born in May of 2014. Goose is a very large cat. I think he weighs about 13 pounds right now, possibly a little bit more. It's hard to say, but he's just a really big cat. He would do best with kids that are at least 8 years and older and are used to being around cats. When he first came in, he was a little bit shy to new situations, but he is starting to show more and more personality. So once he goes into a home, he most likely will come out of his shell a little bit faster, possibly. And as long as the kids are respectful of him. Large cats are usually leery of smaller children or younger kids because they don't know how to pick a cat up properly. So if your kids are used to being around cats and they've been taught how to pick them up, if a cat doesn't want to be picked up, not to pick them up, then it might be, he might do a little bit better. He might be best as the only cat. It really depends on the personalities and whether or not it's a male or a female and whether or not it's been around other cats. He was surrendered because he was found as a stray, and the other cat in the household, they didn't get along very well. So he may be best as the only cat. He may tolerate a dog as long as it's cat friendly, and they're introduced properly and slowly. He can be a little mischievous from time to time. Sorry. So you want to keep an eye on him. He likes to play with the paper towel holders. You know, he likes to get into things, but then that is curiosity, and cats can be very curious of their new surroundings. And this is Goose. This is Faith. Faith is a domestic medium hair female. She was born in September of 2014. Faith is a very energetic young female. She loves to run around the room and play. She can actually get quite frisky and get a little overstimulated. So we would say that she would do best with older children that are at least 11 or 12 years old and understand cats, have been around them. So they could tell when her pupils are really dilated that that is not the best time to mess with Faith. She has a few cats that she gets along with well here, but maybe best as the only cat in the home. She will need lots of toys, lots of cat trees to climb and to run and jump on, because that is what she likes to do. She would most likely tolerate a dog as long as they were introduced slowly and the dog was used to being around cats. If she goes into a home with a dog that's never been around a cat, she may act very defensive with it, but if it's a dog that doesn't really care whether she's around or not, most likely they would get along fine. Faith is very playful. She loves toys, and she will make a very interesting companion for the right person, couple, or family. And this is Faith. This is Bobby. Bobby is a domestic short hair male. He was born in November of 2013. Bobby can be a very sweet cat from time to time. He has a few cats in here that he gets along very well with, but can be kind of a stinker sometimes with other cats. So it really depends on the personalities and whether or not they get along. I would say that Bobby would do best with older kids in his home, maybe ones that are 10 years and older, and they're used to being around cats. He may do fine with a dog as long as they're introduced properly and slowly. Bobby has been here for a little while. He was not in the best of health when he first came in, but he is doing wonderful now, and he is ready for his forever home. And this is Bobby. This is Maggie. Maggie is a domestic medium hair female cat. She was born in June of 2014. Maggie is very, very sweet. She's very affectionate. She seems to do okay with the other cats here. We know that she was in a home and she was used to being with a smaller breed dog, and they seem to get along fine. So she would most likely, with a slow introduction, should do fine with a small dog, possibly a bigger dog if it is cat friendly. She would do well with kids that are at least 7 years and older. She is a very affectionate, she's very playful, and she's going to make an awesome companion for the right person, couple, or family. And this is Maggie. This is Carly. Carly is a domestic short hair female. She was born in August of 2014. Carly is a very sweet girl. She's very playful. She will make a wonderful family companion. She would do well with kids that are probably 8 years and older and respectful of her. She does not seem to mind the other cats here in the room and may be okay with another cat in the home as long as it is used to being around cats and they're introduced properly and slowly. She may do better with males rather than females. She most likely will adjust to a dog with a proper, slow introduction. Carly will make an awesome companion for the right person, couple, or family. And this is Carly. This is Espen. That's E-S-P-E-N. He is a domestic medium hair male, and he was born in April of 2014. Espen is a very nice boy. He's very energetic. He is kind of an attention junkie. He really, really likes the attention. He does well. He seems to do well with the other cats here, but he can be a little forward with some of them because he is a very outgoing cat and he does have a lot of personality. So he may do okay with a cat in your home as long as it's a cat that's used to being around other cats. If you're wanting two cats, he might do well if he was adopted with one that he's already acquainted with here. So that way we already know what their personalities are going to be like together. So it's really hard to say what it is that you're looking for. He should do well with kids that are probably 8 years and older and are respectful with him. We're pretty sure that he would adapt to a dog as long as it's cat friendly and you introduce him properly and slowly. Espen is going to make someone a very wonderful companion because he is very affectionate and very playful, and he's very, very social. So you can't go wrong with adopting him. Black cats make great pets. And this is Espen. This is Zerai. Zerai is domestic long hair. She was born in May of 2012. Zerai has been here for a little while. She is a very sweet cat for the most part. She would do best in a home as the only cat. She may tolerate another, depending on personalities. It depends on the personality of the cats, whether they get along. She may tolerate a dog as long as it is cat friendly and they're introduced properly and slowly. We recommend children that are at least 11 years or older and been used to being around cats. She does not mind being brushed, but you would have to do it in bits and pieces. Long-haired cats really need extra attention and grooming. And that was Zerai. This is Derek. Derek is actually Espen's brother. Usually Derek is kind of hiding sometimes when we do the show, so we haven't got to get him on camera. He is a male domestic short hair. He was born in August of 2014. I would say that Derek would probably do better with kids that are a little bit older and maybe a little bit quieter and used to being around cats. Maybe once he's in the home, he'll show more personality and a little bit more being used to being around people. So maybe he would do okay with kids that are probably 12 years and older. It's hard to say. If you have kids that are younger, I would advise you to come in, see how maybe he reacts with them. Maybe he'll be fine. He most likely will adjust to a dog as long as it's cat friendly and you introduce them properly and slowly. This is Derek, and he's going to make a great companion. This is Anthony. Anthony is a orange domestic short hair male. He was born in April of 2012. Anthony came from a hoarding case. He does very well with a couple of the cats here. He may do okay with another cat in the home, depending on their personalities. He can be a little forward, so it would have to be a playful cat and a cat that could understand some of his cues and his signals that he gives. He can be very affectionate from time to time, but he is not necessarily for a first-time pet owner. And I wouldn't have him with young kids. I would say that children needed to be at least 11 years and older in his home. He is not fond of being picked up and held, but he does not mind sitting in someone's lap. He is a very nice boy. He can be very vocal from time to time, but like he does have a lot of energy and he does like to play. So if you do have another cat or if you're interested in two, we do have a couple that he actually plays with quite a bit here. Otherwise, he may be fine as the only cat in his home. It's just hard to say. He loves to sit at the window and watch the birds and the chipmunks. He's very, very interested in that stuff. And as you can tell, you know, he is very playful and he'll grab your hand, he pulls it in, then he licks you. It's typical cat behavior. And this is Anthony.
AccessVision. Your voice, your community.